All right, hey guys. Today in this one, we're going to be talking about eating less than your current caloric target for fat loss. Does it have any pros? Does it have any cons? We're going to kind of unpack that a little bit, and hopefully we can get you a little bit better information for your next or current fat loss phase. This video specifically is brought to you by the Golden Idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Um, Good luck getting it. So, the idea. If I eat a little bit less than my current caloric target, I'll lose weight just a little bit quicker and I'll get to my goal quicker. Sounds amazing, right? There are some pros, but there's probably a lot of cons. And let's kind of dive into those a little bit. The upsides. You may very well get to your goal faster, which is freaking sweet. Diets are like hospitals. You need them to be there. You want to get in and you want to get out as quickly as possible. So it makes sense maybe making my diet a little bit quicker, right? Or under eating my caloric goal. Hopefully getting to that goal quicker. And some people that tend to like difficult things or kind of feeling like they're really crushing a difficult thing might get a mental boost from this. I know when I'm currently having success in doing difficult things, I feel like I could just punch a mountain and it would move. So those are some of the potential upsides. There's not a ton, and there is a lot of downsides. So the downsides of either losing weight too quickly or eating many less calories than your current caloric deficit allots. You will accumulate diet fatigue faster because it is more taxing the longer you're in a deficit and or the more deficit you're in. So if you randomly start eating 2,000 calories less than your maintenance calories, as an extreme example, you're going to accrue a lot of diet fatigue, which we'll kind of unpack that a little bit later. There is oftentimes a rebounding effect too. It can make you overeat the next days or the days after. The greater deficit that you're in, the larger chance that you're going to have muscle loss for a few reasons. You might have um, worse performances in the gym, so you're stimulating less hypertrophy. And then on top of that, the bigger deficit you're in, your body doesn't necessarily like keeping around all these big muscles that you built because we know for a fact that you're jacked. It likes to keep you alive and make sure your brain can stay functioning. So if you're basically what your body views as starving it, it's going to start pulling away from those skeletal muscles a little bit. Um, there could also be potential hits to mental health, motivation, and cognitive ability. If you've ever done like a super large diet, large caloric deficit, you'll know you get a little fuzzy, and by like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., you might be done for cognitive work for the day. Um, Also, some people get some mixed emotions from being in this large of a deficit. Um, there also comes with it some increase in stress hormones, so specifically cortisol. The longer you're in a deficit, the harder your body has to work. So you got that sympathetic drive. Cortisol staying particularly high. This could potentially cause water retention, among other things, increase catabolism of skeletal muscle, and this can mess with your potential measurement ability of your progress there. So if you're dieting too quickly, cortisol goes up. All of a sudden, you're retaining like 5 to 6 pounds of water on a day. You get done with 2 weeks of dieting, you're like, have I gained 2 pounds? No, under the hood, you've lost weight. Hopefully not muscle, but again, when you're doing it aggressively, some of it might be muscle. But the scale weight necessarily can't tell you that, so it makes it harder to give you or do informed training decisions. Um, your training's probably going to suffer the days after. I know we mentioned that. Dieting for too long or too aggressively increases the chance of having rebound weight gain, and the increased diet effort that you're imposing on yourself can likely cause you to or increase your likelihood of falling off the diet completely. Um, and then something else that kind of overarches all of this, it's kind of affects everything. It kind of creeps in. It's this necrotic force. It can make your sleep worse. So you're eating too little, you're losing muscle, and your sleep's worse, and that's going to exacerbate all of the previous things we talked about. Not everyone gets this, but definitely pay attention to it, especially if you are doing an aggressive diet. But all of these things kind of underpin the idea of pick a caloric goal, stick to it, lose weight at the intended plan, and don't undershoot it because there's many problems, pitfalls, and tracking errors that you can run into. And fundamentally, this misses the whole goal of dieting. The whole goal of dieting is A, in some certain sporting instances to get you to a certain weight. But for the vast majority of people that are just looking for health and wellness, the goal is to find sustainable practices that can support you long term. Because it's no fun to get moderately lean one time, fat again, moderately lean one time, a little bit fatter, moderately lean one time, a little bit fatter. I think most of us would like to get moderately lean, take a break, enjoy the holidays, build some muscle, move that needle, get a little bit leaner, and get to that desired look that we're going for, or strength level, or whatever your fitness might be. Crash diets miss the goal of creating these sustainable habits essentially. So, what do I recommend? Eat a caloric deficit that has you losing 0.5 to 1% of body weight per week. That's a great rate of weight loss. 1% being the quicker of the two, a little bit more aggressive. And instead of under eating and overeating from your caloric goal, spread your calories more throughout the week, and you'll have sustained energy, sustained performance, sustained good performance at work, better sleep, better recovery, better muscle growth. Kind of spreading out all those calories over the course of the week kind of gets you the best of all the worlds. You don't suck at your day-to-day task or your work. You don't lose as much muscle, if any, and you still get to your weight loss goal. So it's much better than cyclical under eating when you feel like it, etc. Hopefully these recommendations help, and hopefully you're well on your way to getting so shredded that you could fight Thanos. Have a great day.